Hi everyone. Hey, with everything going on in the world or maybe to you personally, how do you get back to being happy? I know sometimes like we're overloaded with the news or burdens and we just forget how to do that and find joy, right? Well, today I'm going to give you 5 steps to help to bring your happy back. And by the end of this video, you're going to feel lighter and happier. Anyway, let's start with step number 1. Enter a little invention I made up, and it's called the fun list. And what you need to do with this, you might want to write this down. You just get these pieces of paper and you put at the top of them, they're a little bit sticky because they were on my wall, but winter and spring and summer and fall. And then you write down things, and they don't have to be big things. They can just be everyday things that you find are fun. So hey, we're all friends here, right? So I'm going to read a few of the fun things that I have on my list. For example, plan to see friends. I find that if you don't start talking to people in the springtime, they're all booked up by summer. So, you know, some of those friends that you haven't seen for a while, it's time to get back with them. And usually you have some good laughs, and it just really does make you happy. All right, so what else do I have on here for spring? Oh, I like to rent, we like to rent a cottage for 1 week in the summertime. So this is the time in the spring to get that booked up. Summer, my birthday. You know what? I'm a big birthday person. There's everybody's birthday on here. Bill's birthday, my birthday, and we make a big, actually, you know what? It's Bill's birthday today. And so you might want to say happy birthday to Bill. He's behind the camera. But anyway, he's such a trooper doing this video for all of us. But that's on the list. Let me see what else we have here. Bike riding. Bike riding is a great thing. And again, these don't cost money, but if they're on your fun list, it's not your to-do list, it's your fun list. So let's see what else. Oh, go to a farmer's market in the fall. That's a great thing to do. And I had a wedding. One of our kids got married last year, so that's there as well. And you know, there's just so many items on here. And like I say, I just sort of pin them on the wall every single season, and then I cross them off with a pink kind of marker when I got it done. And it actually feels good to realize that I'm actually having fun. I'm just going to take a little sip of my Earl Grey tea. And let me know in the comments, by the way, if there's something that you would put on your fun list. Let's share all our ideas together, because that's what this is all about. I really enjoy having you here too, and just kicking back with me a little bit. All right, let's talk about step number 2. And it's all about relaxing and relaxing and rejuvenating without the guilt, right? I know I'm still guilty of this one. Let's say that I'm deciding to plant a garden. Now, what you're supposed to do planting a garden is take your time, you know, have the soil all right, pat it down, maybe get one of those little cans and sprinkle water on it. That's not, well, I'm getting better at it, but that really isn't me. Generally what I'll do is I'll be planting the garden, you know, I got 20 more to do, okay, let's do that. It becomes a to-do list thing. It's not something that's relaxing and rejuvenating. And then all of a sudden I'll look and I'll say, oh my gosh, I need more soil. I better run out to the store, the garden center right now, and get more soil. And oh, what time is it? Oh my gosh, I have to get dinner. What? No. Relax, rejuvenate. Maybe, okay, you don't have enough soil. Get it another day. You might not get all 20 planted that day. That's okay. Get 10 and do 10 more tomorrow. Like a lot of things that we do, going to a farmer's market, for example, you're supposed to just sort of, you know, pick up the apples and look at them and look around and oh my gosh, there's honey over there and somebody's making maple syrup and I think I'm going to get some of that, and just start relaxing. Relax and rejuvenate. Pick things that you want to do and make sure that you're doing them really in a slower pace and certainly without the guilt. And remember, if you really want some more happiness inspiration, this video is going to be here all the time. So go ahead and play it back and get your happy going. But what are some other things that could make you happy, that are relaxing? Well, how about a neighborhood bookstore or even a big bookstore, but where you just sort of browse around. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that there were books on famous artists that I love, or there's books over there on how to cook a really nice charcuterie board, or that's not really cooking, but anyway, something along those lines, and just browse. Remember when you used to, a long time ago, especially when you were a teenager, you used to just browse? Go ahead and do that, and maybe even pick out 2 books, and in a lot of these places too, they have little coffee shops, and just sort of relax, enjoy a latte, and just wind down. Another place that I like to go browsing is a gourmet food shop. Like, there are so many, right? Where you look at the jar and you go, whoa, that's quite the nice little dip there, or that's a nice little chocolate sauce that I can use, for a dessert. And just browse around, maybe pick a couple of things that you might want to do. And talking about the charcuterie boards, they're really, really popular right now. And maybe what you do is you buy a few items, a few different kind of cheeses, and then when you get home, you just put them out on the board and sit back, and here's what you can do. You can watch the Food Channel. Even watching TV sometimes, as long as it's not binge watching, it's a great thing to do. Relaxing your nervous system is so important, especially when we get older. And when you're doing that, you're less stressed, you're happier, and you're even healthier. Which brings me to step number 3. Move your body. Any kind of exercise is so good for you, even just light exercise. And what I love to do, even in the rain, even in the snow, is go for a walk around my neighborhood. And it makes me happy because I'm usually saying hi to the neighbors. I've got the fresh air, and I'm getting a good cardio working up, and that just makes me so happy. There might be something else that you like yoga class, and maybe Tai Chi classes, or of course anything that's social, like pickleball maybe is a great idea, where you're not only moving but you're socializing, and maybe afterwards you go out for a drink and you're laughing, and those are all things that you look forward to and you want to be happy with. Now, the other side of the coin is, where you just sort of think, well, I'll just be happy just sitting around watching TV, and I'll watch the news and that sort of thing. That doesn't work. Because what ends up happening is, first of all, there's always breaking news, right? And you become addicted to that. Also, there's so many streaming shows right now, and a lot of them are big dramas, and you're sort of watching one season and one episode, then you got to watch another one and find out who the evil one is on the resort. So I just say, like, people do this with their kids, right? They limit their amount of TV time, and maybe it's time for you to limit that as well. And instead of watching the next season or the next episode, get out and give your legs a stretch. Now, talking about the TV can be a really good thing for my next step, and that's get into those belly laughs. They say laughter is the best medicine, and I really, really think it is. And so, maybe I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I stopped watching the 11 o'clock news in the 1990s. I just felt like watching that news just made me depressed, and sometimes I'd be laying awake anxious because of the next big breaking news. So now what I do is I watch something funny from 11 o'clock to 12:30. Yes, I'm a night owl. But I'm usually just laughing, and even, some of the sitcoms, like, they play over and over again, and I find that I've watched it like 4 times and I'm still laughing. And it's so good. It just feels so good to do that. And a lot of the streaming services too, if you have a favorite sitcom that you always like to watch and it really made you laugh, you can find them there. And also on the streaming services, there are comedians, a lot of comedians, like now and in the past, that can really make you laugh. You just find them, and I just find that those are also just a hoot. Also, kind of watch who you're hanging around with during the day. Maybe it's a Debbie Downer, or maybe it's toxic people. And I know sometimes, we have to help our elderly parents, and, that's even more reason to watch something funny in the evening, not to sort of dwell on whatever the conversations were, but to watch something funny in the evening. And if you're lucky enough to have a spouse like I do, who has a great sense of humor, don't stifle him. Don't turn around and sort of say, I'm so bored with that. I've heard that joke before, or another dad joke. Just laugh with them and keep them laughing, because I just find when I have somebody else in my life who's laughing all the time, I'm happier. Now, I'm not finished yet, but as usual, I have a quote for you, and here's the quote. Do not set aside your happiness. Do not wait to be happy in the future. The best time to be happy is always now. And that's by Ray T. Bennett. And isn't that the truth? Like, how many times, even today, these days, are we postponing our happiness? When I pay off the mortgage, I'm going to be so happy. When I'm out of debt, I'm going to be so happy. When my last kid graduates from college or university, I'm going to be so happy. And what that quote says is, don't put off your happiness. Do it now. Do you remember when you were younger and maybe you were in your 20s and it was like, boy, when I get a car, I'm going to be so happy. And then it was, you know what, when I get a job, I'm going to be happy. When I meet the right person, I'm going to be happy. No, be happy right now. Find the happiness. There's lots of steps I'm talking about here. And make it a point to say to yourself, I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to find something that I'm going to be happy about, which actually brings me to my next step, gratitude. Now, before you shut off this video and say to yourself, I kept hearing about gratitude, attitude of gratitude, but I've got to tell you, it's so, so important, because you can't be miserable and be in gratitude at the same time. It's impossible. So what I do every night, and it just shows you, like, there's nothing to it. I just have a pad of paper, and then I write a line down, what I'm grateful for that day. Had a lovely barbecue, and there's just like hardly anything here sometimes that's really, a lot of people would think, oh, well, what, you're grateful about that. But I am. I'm grateful that I have food. I'm grateful that it was a nice day. I'm grateful that I enjoyed the barbecue. Maybe my daughter and her future fiance, or he is a fiance now, her future husband came over and enjoyed the barbecue with us. Like, that's something to be grateful for, I should say. But you know what? I know what some of you are thinking. Like, I've had those lousy days where I get my pen and it's like, oh yeah, like today's a great day to have some gratitude, but there's always something. There's always something. Sometimes I have to sit there for like 3 minutes and then I'll go, oh, okay, yeah, I got to remember that. And I write it down. I feel better. I've been doing this for years and years, just one line every night. And you know what? It really helps me to sleep better too. And let me know in the comments what you do, especially when you're feeling blue, to help you to be happier, because we're all like just sitting around and having this chat together. And so I always love reading the comments, and I answer pretty well every one of them as well. So join in with that. Also, if you are really feeling down, don't forget that, sometimes there isn't a quick fix to that, and you might have to seek out a specialist for that kind of, situation. But there's another quote that I remember that I always say in my head as well, and that is, happiness is the ultimate goal in life. And isn't that the truth as well? Like saying to yourself, I'm going to get a fancy car, and it's going to make me happier. I'm going to get a bigger house, going to make me happier. Oh, I saw that piece of jewelry. If I'm wearing that jewelry, I'm just going to be so happy. And it only lasts for a short time. It's like a little high. And then all of a sudden, it's like you get in the car, it's the same kind of interior, that you're used to in a way. And it's not going to make you happy for the long term. So that's why I wanted to say some of these practices today, things that you can actually put into your life. They don't cost a thing, most of them, and actually be on your way to, well, a happier life. And talking about being happy, I am so happy to be here. I'm so grateful for all of you. You know, a lot of you have subscribed, and I'm so, so happy for that. And I kind of think that this is a growing community and I should keep doing this. What do you think? I'm just happy to be here again, and I feel so inspired. I feel so empowered, and I certainly hope that every week when you join me, you do too. Take care, everyone.